Hello dear students, welcome to Chemistry Fundamentals. I am Dr. Rajiv Oberoi, dealing with chemical properties of chloroform. Chemical properties of chloroform, one of the most important property in chloroform is oxidation of chloroform. So remember कि whenever chloroform is exposed to air in presence of sunlight, whenever chloroform is exposed to air in presence of sunlight, two molecule of chloroform react with one molecule of oxygen and results in formation of carbonyl chloride, which is commonly termed as phosgene. It is deadly poisonous. What happens? Chloroform, when comes in contact with oxygen present in air in presence of sunlight, from two molecule of chloroform, 1H and 1Cl, 1H and 1Cl goes in form of HCl. So 2HCl from two molecule go. 2HCl from two molecule get removed and 2 part of CCl2 is left over. 2 part of CCl2 is left over to 1 part 1 oxygen, to the second part second oxygen combine, resulting in formation of 2 molecule of C double bond O Cl2. C double bond O Cl2, this C double bond O is termed as carbonyl. There are two chloride termed as carbonyl chloride. Very important reaction. It converts into carbonyl chloride, which is commonly termed as phosgene, which is deadly poisonous. So this makes chloroform highly poisonous. If chloroform get exposed to air in presence of sunlight, it get converted into a deadly poisonous substance, phosgene. How it converts? 1H and 1Cl goes in form of HCl, 2 HCl from 2 molecule, 2 part of CCl2 is left over, to 1 part 1 oxygen atom, to 2 part 2 oxygen atom attack, resulting in formation of 2 molecule of carbonyl chloride, which is termed as phosgene, and it is deadly poisonous. Now let's discuss with IUPAC name of this carbonyl chloride. Suppose if principal molecule is HC double bond OH, HC double bond OH, so one carbon is meth, single bond in, there is a aldehyde group, therefore al, this is methanol. HC double bond OH is methanol. The IUPAC name of this compound is methanol. One carbon meth, all single bond in, aldehyde al, methanol. If 2H of methanol is replaced by 2Cl, if 2H is replaced by 2Cl, so 1 Cl comes on this carbon over here, 1 Cl comes over here. So what would be name of this compound? This is COCl2, that is carbonyl chloride. COCl2, that is carbonyl chloride. What would be its IUPAC name? So once again, this compound is having one carbon meth, all single bond in, aldehyde al at number 1. So it is a methanol compound. It is what methanol. Again it is methanol. Both these H has been replaced by 2 chloro. So there is chloro at carbon number 1. So termed as 1,1 dichloromethanol 1. It is 1,1 dichloromethanol 1. This is one possibility. So what is IUPAC name of carbonyl chloride? It is 1,1 dichloromethanol 1 is the first IUPAC name. There is one more possibility. Suppose if this compound is HC double bond OOH, HC double bond OOH, this is termed as methanoic acid. HC double bond OOH is methanoic acid. One carbon meth or single bond in, acid is oic, methanoic acid. If OH is replaced by Cl, if OH of the methanoic acid is replaced by Cl, it results in formation of HC double bond OCl, HC double bond OCl. So when OH is replaced, this IC replaced by YL. If OH is removed, then IC replaced by YL, so this methanoic acid converts into methanol. HC double bond O is called as methanol, and there is a chloride attached. So this is termed as methanoyl chloride. Methanoic acid, from methanoic acid, if OH is replaced by Cl, it is termed as methanoyl chloride. This is termed as methanoyl chloride. Now, if 1H of this methanol chloride, if 1H of this methanol chloride, 1H of this methanol chloride is replaced by Cl. If H is replaced by Cl, it would be 1 Cl on the left side, 1 Cl on the right side. The principal molecule is methanoyl chloride. The principal molecule is methanol chloride, which is having chloro at position 1. Therefore, this compound is termed as 1-chloro-methanol chloride 1. 1-chloro-methanol chloride 1, which means there are 2 IUPAC name for carbonyl chloride. So I said, when chloroform is subjected to sunlight and air, it get converted into, it get oxidized and convert into deadly poisonous phosgene, which is commonly termed as carbonyl chloride. There are 2 IUPAC name of carbonyl chloride. One is 1,1-dichloromethanol 1 is one IUPAC name, and 1-chloro-methanol chloride 1 is another IUPAC name. Now, in order to prevent the conversion of chloroform into deadly poisonous phosgene, chloroform is always stored in a dark color bottle and up to the neck. It is stored in a dark color bottle and up to the neck. Dark color bottle so that it do not come in contact with sunlight, and up to the neck so there is no air left over. So just to avoid its contact with sunlight and air, chloroform is always taken in a dark color bottle and up to the neck so that it do not come in contact with air and sunlight, so that conversion of chloroform into phosgene is prevented. But whatever precaution we take, this conversion of chloroform into phosgene cannot be prevented. Even after taking all possible precaution, conversion of chloroform into phosgene cannot be prevented. Therefore, chloroform is always stored by adding ethanol. This chloroform is always stored by adding ethanol. There are 2 roles of ethanol. 1, it acts as a negative catalyst and prevent or slow down the conversion of chloroform into phosgene. This ethanol acts as negative catalyst and slow down the conversion of chloroform into phosgene. This is 1. The second, very important, the phosgene that get formed, because it can't be prevented, I said, the phosgene that get formed, C double bond OCl2, phosgene which get formed, then react with CH3CH2OH, CH3CH2OH, that is ethanol. So the phosgene that get formed reacts with ethanol, 2H and 2Cl goes in form of 2HCl. 2H and 2Cl goes in form of HCl. This CH3CH2O attaches over here, CH3CH2O attaches over here, resulting in formation of C double bond O, O and O. So this much is called as CO3. This much is CO3, which is termed as carbonate. This CO3 is termed as carbonate. There is one ethyl attached, there is second ethyl attached. Therefore, this compound is termed as diethyl carbonate. This compound, what happens? This phosgene comes in contact with ethanol, 2H and 2Cl react, converts into diethyl carbonate, which is harmless. So ethanol present in chloroform plays 2 roles. 1, it prevents the conversion of ethanol into phosgene, number 1, and it converts phosgene into harmless diethyl carbonate. Now, dealing with the test of purity of chloroform, this is very, very important for your competitive examination. The test of purity of chloroform. What happens? chloroform when comes in contact with air and sunlight get converted into phosgene. So before chloroform is utilized, we check it for its purity. So what is the test for purity of chloroform? So what we do, we take chloroform, into it we add AgNO3, silver nitrate solution. Into chloroform we add AgNO3. On adding AgNO3, if no white precipitate is obtained, on adding AgNO3, if there is no white precipitate obtained, then we say chloroform is pure. The chloroform is pure. But on adding AgNO3, if we obtain white precipitate is obtained, if white precipitate is obtained, we say chloroform is impure. So this is how we check for the purity of chloroform. So if into chloroform AgNO3 is added and we get white precipitate obtained, so it would be termed as, if white precipitate obtained, then it would be termed as impure chloroform. If there is no white precipitate obtained, then it would be termed as pure chloroform. So if no precipitate obtained, it is pure chloroform. If white precipitate obtained, then it is impure chloroform. Let us discuss the reason for this. Why, if chloroform is pure, then there will be no precipitate? Why, when chloroform is impure, there will be precipitate? So let us discuss this, the reason behind this test. Now let us discuss the reason. Now in case of pure chloroform, CHCl3, if CHCl3 is pure chloroform, then none of the Cl is ionizable. In case of pure chloroform, none of the Cl is ionizable. Hence there is no chloride in the system if it is pure chloroform. Therefore when we add AgNO3, there is no reaction between chloroform, pure chloroform and AgNO3. There will be no reaction, hence there is no precipitate formed. So in case of pure chloroform, all these chlorine are non-ionizable, that is system do not have chloride ion. Therefore on adding AgNO3, there is no reaction. But if this becomes contaminated, that is chloroform comes in contact with air, that is oxygen in presence of sunlight. So when this chloroform comes in contact with oxygen in presence of sunlight, it gets converted into phosgene. Along with phosgene, it results in formation of HCl. Along with phosgene, it results in formation of HCl. This HCl ionized to gives phosgene and hydrochloric acid. This hydrochloric acid ionized to give chloride ion that will react with AgNO3 to form AgCl, which is obtained as white precipitate. So obtaining white precipitate on adding AgNO3 shows that chloroform is impure. This is because if chloroform is pure, there is no chloride present. All are chlorine, none of them ionized. But if it get contaminated by the air, it converts into phosgene, also into hydrochloric acid, which ionized to give chloride ion, that will react with AgNO3, forming the precipitate of AgCl, which is obtained as white precipitate. So we obtain white precipitate due to formation of AgCl, which is due to the reaction of chloride ion given by HCl and AgNO3. So it shows that chloroform is impure if white precipitate is obtained. Therefore before using chloroform, it is checked using AgNO3 for presence of impurity in the chloroform. So it is first checked and then used.